At our February 21st council meeting, one of the first big items on the agenda was the decision to freeze Kingston transit fares for 2023, as well as to reduce the price of an affordable monthly transit pass. Now, given the rise in the cost of living over the last year, council had asked staff to come back with options about ways that the city can provide a break for residents when it comes to the cost of riding transit. So last night, council approved a staff recommendation to freeze transit fares for 2023. Now, given that lower income households have been particularly hard hit by inflation, for those that qualify for a reduced rate affordable monthly transit pass, the price of that pass will drop by 50% for the rest of the year. The changes will take effect as of April 1st and will remain in place for the rest of 2023. Last night, council also approved a plan that would see the city become the lead applicant for federal funding for a new youth supportive housing project at the former Princess Street United Church at the corner of Princess and Albert Street. Now, the plan is to build 48 new supportive housing units for homeless and at-risk youth in our community that will be operated by home-based housing. Now, both the city and the province have already committed several millions of dollars towards the project, but it still requires federal funding to move forward. So last night, council approved a plan that would see the city contribute an additional $10 million forgivable loan and take the lead in applying for $14 million in federal funding from the Rapid Housing Initiative. Now, it's expected that we'll find out later this year whether or not the project has qualified for the Rapid Housing Initiative funding. Finally, last night, council approved a housing pledge that would see the city facilitate the construction of 8,000 new housing units over the next 8 years. Now, given the housing crisis in Ontario right now, large cities across the province have been asked by the provincial government to put forward a pledge and to talk about how they can meet provincial housing targets. Now, the majority of council agreed that construction of 8,000 new housing units is exactly in line with where the city wants to go. But also both council and staff recognize that this is really more of a community target, that while the city can facilitate the housing, it will require partnerships with private developers, nonprofit housing providers, and both funding and land from the provincial and federal governments in order to meet that target.